Hi, I'm Josh Manuel from Attack Poverty. As a YCA program director, my role is to oversee all of our UCAN academies across the greater Houston area. Before we jump into the orientation, I would like to first thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. I would like to also express my sincere gratitude for your time and service with the UCAN Academy. All of our UCAN Academy sites are state licensed programs, and I, as well as the site directors at each YCA site, are state licensed directors. Our licensures are through the Texas Health and Human Services Commission Child Care Licensing. As a state licensed program, all staff and volunteers are required to go through an orientation piece. If you have previous child care experience or youth development education, some of these components may be a review. If you are new to this type of work or service, this information will be very beneficial to you. In any capacity, the following information is relevant and vital to your volunteer experience in the UCAN Academy. We're going to go and jump on in. As a state licensed program, UCAN Academy is held to specific guidelines and compliance components known as minimum standards for after-school programs. These standards assist in providing and addressing a certain structure for our program, such as environment, youth interaction, supervising youth, staff-to-child ratios, and many other items. As a volunteer, your role is to assist the YCA staff in maintaining these standards as you carry out your volunteer services during the program hours. You could do this by making sure you remain in the same area of YCA staff at all times and maintaining auditory and visual supervision of the youth as much as possible. The YCA's operational policies cover a wide array of items. There are a few important ones that I would like to speak about. One is cell phone use. Please limit the use of your cell phones as much as possible during program hours and while directly interacting with the youth. You may use your cell phone for the following: helping the students with homework, and this may include helping them do research, watching an educational video or tutorial, using your phone as a calculator, or any other academic assistance tool. We are completely understanding of family life and unexpected occurrences and emergencies. If you need to take or make a phone call or send or receive a text message, please notify a YCA staff member and step into the hallway to take care of your business. Then return to the program as you see fit. Regarding discipline and guidance of our youth, our response to the children in our program is paramount in impacting the youth and being a positive role model for them. If a child is being disruptive, please try to verbally redirect a child to an alternate activity. If you have any questions or concerns regarding on how to redirect, the YCA staff are trained and knowledgeable on such strategies, and they will be more than happy to assist you in any way possible. If a child in our program exhibits multiple instances of disruptive behavior, we will be progressive in disciplining the child. YCA staff will speak with the parents about the child's behavior after the first incident. Depending on the severity and the frequency of the behavior, I and the YCA staff will resort to having a formal conference with the parents, and possible suspension or removal from the program may follow. As a volunteer, we just ask that you do your very best to work with the youth. And if a child exhibits certain behaviors you are not comfortable with handling, it is okay to ask for help from the YCA staff. If an incident report is required and you were present during the incident, you may be requested to provide information. Releasing children is primarily the responsibility of the YCA staff. If by chance you are tasked with this specific duty, please assure that you are with YCA staff at all times. In the event an adult's ID needs to be verified, YCA staff are trained and proficient in finding this information. Child abuse and neglect. Child abuse and neglect is unfortunately prominent in today's society. The types of abuse are physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. Abuse and neglect can be detected a couple of ways. One way is a child may directly tell you of such occurrences. The other way that this may be detected, abuse or neglect, is by recognizing signs of abuse and neglect. If you have questions or concerns regarding recognizing or knowing the signs to look for, get with the YCA staff. They are knowledgeable to this information, and they also have documents available to them through our SharePoint network. If you suspect that a child in our program is being abused or neglected in any way, please inform the YCA staff immediately. They will take the appropriate steps in the process. We may ask that you fill out an incident report and a statement with additional details. Once I receive the information, I will determine if it's necessary to report to Child Protective Services or CPS. If it is, then I will make the report to CPS. As a standardized component across all of our YCA sites, we have an emergency preparedness plan with practice drills in place for the safety of you, the children, and the YCA staff. YCA staff must practice fire drills once a month and severe weather and lockdown drills about every 3 months. If you have not had the opportunity to practice a drill, you will eventually have the chance to do so. Just follow the YCA staff's lead during these drills. In addition to emergency preparedness, it is important to be mindful where the fire extinguishers and first aid kits are located. YCA staff can point you to where the fire extinguishers are. The first aid kit is in a backpack, usually located with the other YCA equipment, or it may be near the parent table. If you go with the YCA staff outside, it is important to also transport the first aid kit as well. The only time we would administer medication is during a medical emergency, such as a food allergy. If a child is identified as having an allergy or a condition requiring him or her to have emergency medication on site, such as an EpiPen, YCA staff are trained in CPR, first aid, and can administer medication as necessary. We must have certain information on file and readily available to have such medication on site. In the event of the safety of the program and or the building being at risk, it is important to try to identify the hazard. These hazards can be electrical hazards, bodies of water, compromised integrity of the equipment or structures. As a volunteer, part of your role is to assist YCA staff in ensuring the safety of the youth at all times. If it requires a program to move to a different area, take the appropriate actions to do so. In the event that you have to dispose of hazardous materials, such as gloves from applying first aid, cleaning materials contaminated with bodily fluids, or other like items, please use universal precautions. Use gloves to handle said items, dispose of the gloves, and wash your hands thoroughly. The last item is about transporting children in our program. Because our program is done at the school while under the operation of our state license, we do not transport children unless it is an emergency. In the event that you must evacuate the school premises, you, the YCA staff, and children will evacuate to a designated location. The YCA staff know that location. Now, I know I mentioned numerous times in this presentation for you to refer to the YCA staff at your location for guidance. They have taken child care pre-service training, which its content is regulated and based on the minimum state standards. They are very knowledgeable about the best practices for the YCA, and they are the first line staff. Please note that I am also available for any questions or concerns anytime. Feel free to email me, josh@attackpoverty.org. If you prefer to talk on the phone, email me your phone number and I will call you at my earliest convenience. I try to make it a point to visit each location at least once a week as much as possible. If I am ever at your location, please do not hesitate to bring any questions or concerns to my attention. I am always willing and happy to discuss anything. If it is a concern for you, it is a concern for me. Please get with the YCA site director and or volunteer coordinator at your location to sign the YCA volunteer orientation acknowledgement form. Thank you once again for your time and your service with us at the UCAN Academy. Be safe, and we'll see you out there.